anything that can give the world or Britain more jazz is a good thing. My opinion on anything that says jazz, anything that says is trying to promote more jazz, I'm completely for. Well, my mother started me off playing piano at an early age, and the only way to learn piano is via the classical method. So I went through that, and I still try and keep that side of things up, or at least work on it. But early on I developed an interest in jazz just from hearing the rhythm and being exposed to people like Oscar Peterson on television, and then later on getting into Herbie Hancock and Miles Davis and the rest of the tradition, really. You got a constant rhythm, something that is sort of very today, is very sort of modern, but using the old blues. You're using those kind of feels. So I've taken really two motives and tried to formulate a tune, very, very, very similar to the Herbie Hancock thing, where there's 4 chords, 3, 4, like that. So then for variety, you bring a bridge, you bring something that's going to take the music somewhere else. It's definitely a music you can learn. It's like anything else. It's like a language. If you hear the language enough and you look into the language, you learn to speak it eloquently with with feeling or with whatever. And in the same way, that's what you do with jazz. You surround yourself with the best records, or the greatest masters of the music, and you try and learn what it is they do. And there's a system. It would take me ages to go into it now, but you can learn things. But also, there's something that's inside you already that you have to tap into at the same time. Because when I was growing up, I heard jazz and I really liked it. I don't see why anybody else shouldn't. I think it's a very, very, very accessible music. I mean, when I hear it, it makes me feel good. It makes me smile. If I hear bad music, it's like any other music. If it's not good, then the response is usually reflects that. I think the experience of being able to play jazz or classical or whatever allows me to mix into things quite easily. So it's interesting to see. I say to myself, well, can you do it, Julian? Are you going to do it right? Do you have respect for that form? And I say yes, and try and do it that way, So,
what do you listen to?
In terms of, what do you mean?
In terms of genre, if anything. Are you just a jazz purist? Or?
Well, I don't. I think a jazz purist is someone who listens to everything, I think the word purist means something in its purest form, and it's got this reputation of being a dirty word, and I don't see why it should be like that. So I'm a purist in the true sense of the word as far as a jazz musician is concerned, because I can make a distinction. I can listen to Herbie Hancock play Headhunters and tell you that's not jazz, and listen to Herbie Hancock Empyrean Hours and tell you that is jazz. So, and like both of them for what they are, So, yeah, I'm a jazz purist.